All right, today we're going to go inside of ZBrush here and do some bricks. As you can see, there's 10 bricks of each size on here. What you might notice is this one and this one are the same, and this one are the same. What I'm going to end, what we're going to end up doing with your homework is going to be make 10 bricks small, 5 of them damaged, and 5 of them normal. Now, if you can tell what I mean by normal, it just means no damage, but they're not the same. And then we're going to do 10 bricks big and 10 bricks not damaged and damaged. And we're going to go over how to do that, but you're going to have your own creative freedom on this, and you're going to have to build them for yourself. Okay, before we get started on that, and the eventual thing we're going to do is get it to be something like this. This is the stylized look that we're talking about right here, and this is the good start, and we'll talk about how to get all this information in there inside of Substance eventually. Okay, not this week. So, first thing we want to do is notice that I do have some things set up differently in here. Not crazy different, just different. I've cut off a lot of the stuff we don't need inside of here that I've gotten used to not using, and just to clean up the area. I've also added some basic materials just over here so I can jump between them. This is what I use for masking when I do a material. So just I can see exactly where the mask is, and then basic, and then skin shader, which is something I use when I do characters a little bit more. And then the Mad Cap, which has a little bit more of a shine on it. And then over here, you see me do these buttons before. I should tell you first off that these are all Enable Customize option that we've talked about. You control and drag. All I've done is reset up some stuff around here. I haven't added any new shortcuts or anything like that. It's just the stuff that we talked about before. One thing I did do is I moved some of this stuff around in here. I got rid of some of the things that we, again, don't use. I don't use anyway. And I've left the other things here. All of these menus, by the way, if you need to get back to them, like if you want to see what I pulled out of here mainly, that's going to be Document, and then it's like the Zoom scroll and the Actual and things like that. Oh, and then also the Move and stuff. You know, the Move tools are all listed here, which we just use our shortcuts for, the W-E-R, or the W, really. And then that's about it. But I did leave a big gap up here. Oh, I also took the home page thing off of here because I don't need it. But I wanted to give myself at least a room for 4 buttons up here that are different brushes that we're going to default to. We do have the standard ones that I've set up before. And if you want to see a list of those, I think I put it on the homework site. But let's take a look at this. What we want is to use what are called... this guy, Michael Vicente, made years ago, and apparently I don't have it. I thought I had it up, but if you search up Orb Brush, this guy worked for Blizzard, and he worked for I'll go to this one first. He worked for Blizzard, and he worked for he worked on Darksiders. So he's got this really fat kind of feel to it, and this is kind of what we're looking for inside of here. There's some tutorials out here about how he did this and stuff, but we'll talk about that maybe at another point. But for now, let's go back and see what you have to do. So if I type in Orb Brush Pack, and then Orb Brush, I come up with this link. It's right here. All you have to see is download. You have to type in 0 here and press enter, purchase again, and then download. So you can download all these brushes to your library. That's all I've done, and that's what you need to do too. I would just give them to you, but I really think it's fair since we're not paying for them, especially, Michael at least got an idea of who's using his brushes, so he can be proud or use it for whatever purposes. And we owe, and some of the brushes I like, and some of the brushes I'm not using, and I'm sure he feels the same way about them. But we're going to download these for free right now. And I'll go on from there. Okay, so what we're going to do now that I've downloaded them, I'm going to load them into here. You can make these defaults load up. I think we've talked about this before, but we don't want to do that because it ends up eating up. It makes ZBrush run slow and open slow and have more tendency to crash because every brush that goes into Lightbox or into your menu ends up being something that has to load all the time, and it gets really heavy. So we're going to say load brush. We're going to go to wherever we downloaded it. In my case, I think, yeah, I went to Tools, and then I went to Brushes, and then I went to Ore Brushes, and here they are here. And didn't mean to close that. That was right. I was going to leave that open. So I open this one, it's a little bit better. Reason I want to open this, I'm going to put it on the other screen so I can take a look at these brushes that I have here. And let me close off some of these extra. All right, so what we're going to do is pick this crack brush here. This one looks pretty good. This is actually, they don't look the same as they do. I'm going to pick a slash brush and one of these. And then I'm going to pick, this one's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to grab this one for sure. So let's take a look and see what that is. If I come in here and I say load brush, and it doesn't crash on me. Uh-oh. Oh, the preset came up. I know the names of them, so what I'm going to do is grab Flatten Edge Project like this. That's a good one. And then I'm going to say load brush. And the reason I did this is I put the brush menu over here so it's easy to grab them, and you'll see why in a second. I could have done it through the other menu, and I'll show you that too. I'm going to take it up here and go to cracks. I think it's just cracks. Yeah. I could also load it through here, load brush, and then I probably want large line. Yeah. And then I could do, I'm going to do Rebel 2. I'm throwing a bunch of these in here, and then we're only going to use 4 of them though, or 4 of them for short things. Rock detail, I think, yeah. Okay, so I have all those. So really what I want to do is move these up here so I don't have to have this menu open real quick. So I'm going to turn on my Enable Customize, which if you don't remember is right inside of Customize UI, nope, sorry. Configure, and then it's Enable Customize, but I just put it over here as a shortcut. And I'm going to drag orb cracks, and when I click on it in this menu, they're tiny. If I try and do it from like here, it's going to be huge. I don't want that. I want the small one. So I'm going to orb cracks up here, and then I'm going to do orb flatten next to it. Those are the 2 big ones. I'm going to do orb rebel here, and then orb line. Now I kept this one here too. It's kind of cool, but I'm already on it. But that's all we're going to do. So how did I get to this point? Well, that's the cool thing, and we will go over that next.